Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a big speed review style video. I have a ton of different drugstore and affordable products to cover in today's video. I actually have, I think 20 products from all different brands. Essence, NYX, Profusion, Catrice, e.l.f, also Flower Beauty, Makeup Revolution. I'm going to put timestamps in the description box below in case you guys want to jump ahead or skip over a certain section of the video. You can check the description or just slide along the bottom because it will split it up into different chapters. I've been testing out a lot of these products for maybe like a month, and then some are a little bit newer to me, but I wanted to share my thoughts on all of them in one place. Now, I did recently order a bunch of additional drugstore makeup because a lot of brands have been releasing really interesting products. So I'm going to film a video that should be up on Tuesday or Thursday, testing out some additional new drugstore makeup and then incorporating a lot of these products so you can see them in action. So I hope today's video is helpful for you guys. Let's just jump into it because I have a ton to talk about. Okay, let's start with NYX. NYX has really become one of my go-to brands over the last year or two. I've always enjoyed their products, but I feel like they've just been doing such a good job over the last few years releasing really high quality, trendy products at affordable prices. And sometimes their products can be a little more expensive than other drugstore and affordable brands, but I feel like the quality is typically a little bit better. So I tested out a couple of their new launches. So they recently released some new lip glosses. So last year they did the This Is Milky gloss line, and then I thought they were just expanding it and adding additional shades, but this new This Is Milky gloss formula is a little bit different than the original. So if you go on Ulta's website, they actually have them listed as two separate products. There are some differences between the original formula and then this newer formula. So this one is technically called the This Is Milky Gloss Milkshake Vegan Lip Gloss. It retails for $8.50 and there are 12 different shades to choose from. I picked up two different shades, kind of like a brown toned nude and then also a red. I wanted to test out one of the brighter colors and then also a shade that I would wear a lot. And they do have a really fun shade selection to choose from. They have some more vibrant shades. They also have nudes. These definitely have more pigment than the original ones, which you'll see in the swatches. And I think they're a little bit more glossy. They're so pretty on the lips. They just make your lips look so smooth, super shiny, and I think they stay in place a little bit better than the original formula. They do have a milkshake scent and flavor, so just keep that in mind. If you're not a fan of like that vanilla cookie kind of scent and taste, you probably won't like these, but I think it's really nice. It definitely fits with the theme, and I'm impressed by these. I think they look so good on the lips. I would definitely love to try out additional shades. So if you tried the original and you felt like they were a little bit too sheer, maybe slightly streaky, try the newer version because I definitely think they are better than the originals, and I'll be wearing them a lot moving forward. I think in general, NYX does do a really good job with their lip products, so I was excited when I saw they were releasing new lip liners. I feel like if a lip liner is long lasting, sometimes it can feel really dry on the lips. And then on the other hand, sometimes if it's very smooth, really creamy, it will just kind of slip off and wear away very quickly. That is not the case with this. This one really combines the best of both worlds because as you apply it, it's super smooth, incredibly creamy. So the first time I was wearing one, I was like, this is not going to stay in place very well. But after a minute or two, it really starts to dry down and lock into place. And when you wear lipstick on top, it just extends the wear of your lipstick really, really well. I really would say these are one of the most long-wearing lip liners I've tried, but initially you wouldn't expect that just because they are so smooth and creamy. So I'm really impressed by this formula. I'm wearing one today. I have the shade Daring Damsel under the Buxom lipstick in Fly Girl, and then on top I have one of the NYX glosses, which I can't remember the name, but I'll link it in the description box below. So I definitely plan on trying more of these. I feel like a good staple lip liner is something that I have to have in my collection, and there are so many good options. I love Essence, I love ColourPop, I also like LA Girl, but this is the longest lasting formula out of all of the ones I just mentioned. It feels like a high-end lip liner at an $8 price tag. NYX also released some new liquid shadows, and I've kind of been a big fan of one and done liquid shadows recently, just something super quick and easy. So I wanted to try these out. All of the swatches looked so pretty. I honestly couldn't decide which shades to choose. So I just chose these two to try out. I'll swatch them for you guys. I do have one on my eyes today. I'm wearing the shade Wow Cacao, but I also have some shadows from the ColourPop, what is it called? I can't think of the names of anything I'm wearing today. There's like a new ColourPop palette that has oranges and blues in it. I'll link it in the description box below, but I do have like a powder shadow on top of the liquid shadow just in the center to really enhance it. but I'll swatch this for you guys so you can see what the true color looks like. I like these because they're very soft but very glowy on the eyes. Sometimes when it comes to liquid shadows, they have very obvious glitter or they kind of feel gritty on the eyelids. That's not the case with these. They're quick and easy to blend out. They look really pretty. There are so many liquid shadow options at this point. I like the e.l.f. liquid shadows, which I think are like $4. So for me, I wouldn't necessarily recommend running out and spending $10.50 on these when you can get them for $4 from e.l.f. But if there's a specific shade you like, or if they're on sale, then I do think they're worth trying because they are really nice. I will say if you don't use an eyeshadow primer, or if I don't use an eyeshadow primer, I do notice that they crease on me, but that's kind of the case with all liquid shadows and just eyeshadow in general. They don't crease faster than any other liquid shadow I've tried, and I do think they're nice. I just think $10.50 is a little bit higher than other drugstore brands that release something or have released something similar. So just keep that in mind, but they do have a lot of pretty shades to choose from. The last thing I wanted to touch on are these NYX Wonder Sticks. So I've talked about these in a couple of recent videos, but I wanted to share my final thoughts on them now that I've had them for a few weeks. So the first one I wanted to talk about is the dual-ended cream blush stick. So I have the light peach and baby pink duo. This is a very long-lasting cream formula. It stays in place really well. It's a little bit thicker than some other cream blushes I've tried, so I feel like it just takes like an extra minute to blend it out, but once you do, it locks down and it stays in place super well. I would say it almost stains the cheeks a little bit. Like when I swatch it on my hand and then I wipe off the swatches, I'm left with a lot of color left behind. But I feel like that's almost ideal, especially during the summertime when it's so hot outside and sometimes cream products can kind of move around. That's not the case with this one. Even though it feels a little bit heavier as you're applying it, it doesn't necessarily feel heavy on the cheeks. I think compared to a liquid blush or something like the e.l.f. putty blushes, it just feels a little bit thicker as you're blending it out. But again, I feel like that extra minute of blending is worth it because once you have it on the skin, it stays in place all day long. So this has been really, really nice to have. I like that it is a dual-ended product because you can wear the shades on their own, you can mix them together, and I've really enjoyed this. I think it would be super convenient for travel just to throw in your makeup bag and just have with you because it doesn't take up a lot of space and it gives you some different options. You can really customize your blush colors. So I've been a really big fan of this. And then I also have the highlight and contour duo. So I have the shade Universal Light. They do have 8 different duos, but this one comes with a pretty cool toned highlighter and then also a little bit of a warm, I guess I don't know that I would call it a warm bronzer. I would kind of call it a neutral bronzer, honestly, which has been nice because I feel like a lot of my cream bronzers lean very warm toned, and I don't necessarily love something super cool toned, so I've been enjoying this one just because it kind of falls more in that neutral category. The bronzer formula is the same as the blush formula, very pigmented, super smooth, it stays in place really, really well. So I've been using that one a ton, but I don't necessarily love the highlight as much, and it's not the actual formula, but I think it is a combination of the shade and the application method. I just don't like to apply cream highlight like this, and I've even taken this product and applied it directly to a brush and applied it that way, but I just don't prefer that. I tend to be more of a powder highlight fan, and then there's also a new liquid highlighter I've really been enjoying, but I just find that when I'm applying foundation and then cream bronzer, cream blush, and then a cream highlight, by the time I get to highlight, it just looks a little bit heavy on me. So the highlight is not my personal favorite, and I think that just comes down to personal preference, not the fact that it's actually a bad product. If you do like a stick highlighter, I think you'll like this because the formula is very similar to the other two. It's just not the application method that I typically love. But I've been able to use it because I'll use it in the inner corner on my eyes, I'll use it all over the lid, so it's definitely not going to waste. And again, I feel like this is just so convenient to have. Okay, next let's move on to Essence. So Essence has launched a ton of products recently. I just placed an order on Ulta's website for some of their new launches, including some really beautiful highlighters that I cannot wait to try. But in the meantime, I wanted to review these products for you. So let's start with these. These are the Essence Lash Princess eyeliners. There are 3 different options. So there is a black liner, and then they did a waterproof black liner, and then they also did a brown liner, which I thought was kind of interesting because they don't actually have a brown Lash Princess mascara, but maybe that means there is a brown one coming. So to be honest with you guys, I wasn't sure if this was going to work for me when I saw the initial photos. I think I talked about it in a purchase or pass video, but the initial photos made the eyeliner look super big, kind of chunky, and I feel like when it comes to liquid liner, I do prefer like a very thin tapered liquid liner brush just so I can get like a really precise wing. Just because when it comes to liquid liner, I feel like I have a hard time, even after all these years. I wear liquid liner so much, and there are days where I just can't get it right. And before I know it, my wing is super thick, way too dramatic. So I feel like when I start with a larger brush, it just gets out of hand very quickly. As far as the packaging goes, I don't mind that it is a little bit thicker. I find that it is pretty easy to hold onto, but the brush itself is very, very large. And honestly, I do end up with a really dramatic wing every single time I use it. It's a little bit more flexible than I thought it was going to be. Personally, I do prefer a brush tip over a felt tip. If you do like felt tip liners and you don't mind a little bit of a bigger brush, then you might enjoy this. I do think you can get a precise wing if you just start slowly and you don't apply too much pressure, but when it comes down to it, I feel like I have a harder time getting a precise wing with this brush compared to a thin tapered brush. Now, if you like a dramatic wing, I think this will actually come in handy, but honestly, the formula really, it's not great in my opinion. It's a $5 eyeliner, so obviously not a bad price point, but the worst one by far is the waterproof one. You'll see when I swatch these, this one instantly starts to bleed, and then as you smudge it, it just makes an absolute mess. So I don't even know why they market this one as the waterproof one because it is definitely not waterproof. Out of the other two, the brown one also smudges pretty easily. I think the actual color of the brown liner is really pretty. Sometimes when it comes to brown liners, they almost look like a light black, but this one actually looks brown on the eyes, so I do like the color of it. I just find that the formula isn't necessarily long wearing. The black one stays in place the best, but it's still not like a long wearing eyeliner. On me, it will smudge. I do have watery eyes, and I think if you have watery eyes or oily eyelids or your makeup or your eyeliner especially just tends to run, this is not ideal. I've already had like a little bit of wear right here on my eye. I just applied this like 30 minutes ago and it's already really starting to wear off here. So I really don't recommend trying these out. I think Essence has an eyeliner pen for like $2 or $3. Probably maybe like $3 or $4 called their waterproof eyeliner, and that one stays in place a lot better than this. So I unfortunately have to say that these are a fail. I just don't think they're worth trying. There are so many eyeliners out there that these really didn't do it for me. Essence released a new mascara called the Double Trouble Mascara. So this comes with a dual-sided brush. One side is supposed to add volume and then the other side is supposed to define the lashes. I tried this in both ways. I went in with the side that defines first and then the side that adds volume, and then I did the opposite. And really no matter what I did, it just didn't do anything for my lashes. It did an okay job at defining them and just kind of separating the lashes and adding some, or lifting them. But it really didn't add any volume. It was very, very hard to build up. So I feel like when I use this mascara, it just gives my lashes natural definition, but that's not typically what I go for. I want my lashes to look really voluminous, super dramatic, really long. Even though I didn't like the Lash Princess eyeliner, I love the Lash Princess mascaras. They make my lashes look super dramatic, really, really long. But I know for a lot of people, they're a little bit too intense. And if you're someone who doesn't necessarily want so much drama on your lashes day to day, then you might prefer a formula like this. But for me, I'm just going to stick with the Lash Princess mascaras. I didn't really enjoy the way this made my lashes look. I have two primer products that kind of double as skincare products to share with you guys. So the first one is the Hello Good Stuff Primer Serum. This one is supposed to hydrate and plump the skin, and I actually really, really like this. This feels like a high-end product. I will say that it has a very strong blueberry scent, so if you don't like scented products, skip over this. Once you apply it to the skin and rub it in and give it a second to sink in, you can't smell the blueberry scent, but initially as you're applying to the skin, it is there. This has a really nice texture. I actually think it feels the exact same as the Smashbox Primerizer, which has been discontinued, sadly, and I never really found a drugstore dupe to that product. Actually, there is a primer from Catrice that feels pretty similar, but this one is even closer. It's very thin, super lightweight. It just gives your skin the most beautiful, fresh face look. It's very, very hydrating. They actually have a glowy version of this, which I did order because a lot of people are saying it's a dupe for a Glow Recipe product, so I'm excited to try that, but I really enjoy this. I like using it as a primer because I do like a really hydrating primer, but they say you can actually use it in your skincare routine too. You can use it in the morning or at night as a hydrating serum. It's supposed to give your skin a really smooth texture, but I do think it works really well as a primer if you like a super fresh, glowy, incredibly hydrated base. So I am definitely a fan of this. It feels like a high-end product. It even comes in a glass bottle, but I think it's like $6. I also tried this product. It is the Skin Leave-In Sensitive Primer. So this one feels like your typical lightly moisturizing primer. They say that you can use it as part of your skincare routine, both of these products, but they also kind of market them as primers. So if you were to work this into your skincare routine, it's a lightweight daily moisturizer. It's not overly hydrating and it's also not mattifying. It just provides a nice lightweight smooth base, which is why I do think it is a nice option as a primer if you don't want anything too matte or too hydrating. It doesn't extend the wear of my makeup like a gripping primer, but again, it's not overly mattifying or incredibly hydrating like this. So I think if you have normal skin or you're just looking for like an easy product to wear under makeup, you'll enjoy this, but it's not necessarily a standout product for me. This is not a brand new product, but it's something I've been meaning to review on my channel for a little while. So Essence has this newer lip gloss formula. I think they actually reformulated one of their older formulas. These are the Extreme Shine Volume Lip Glosses. So as I was reading through the reviews on Ulta's website, a lot of people said they prefer the original formula. I don't know that I ever tried the original formula, and if I did, I can't really remember how it compares to this one. So I just thought I would share my thoughts on this formula. So they have a bunch of shades to choose from. I tried out 4 of the shades. I think my favorite out of the 4 is this one, a Summer Punch, just because it is kind of like a clear with a hint of pink, so it looks really pretty on the lips. Let me swatch the different colors I have for you guys. I think this formula has a nice cooling effect on the lips. I would say there's like a subtle plumping effect, but nothing over the top. It looks really shiny, super glossy. It's not sticky, but it is a little bit of a thicker formula. My big con with this product is that it has a very strong taste. It's almost like a mix between grapefruit and cleaning products, which does not sound appealing at all, and honestly, it doesn't taste very good at all either. So that is my big con. When it comes to lip products, I don't usually mind if there is a scent or a slight taste, but it has to be like a pleasant scent, like vanilla or mint or something like that. And I don't even know that these really have a strong scent. They don't really, but they have a very obvious taste. So that is a big con. I just wanted to throw it out there because when you're wearing a lip product, inevitably you're going to taste it, and it's just a very unpleasant taste. If you can overlook that, I think the formula is like a nice everyday formula. I just wanted to share my thoughts on these. Formula, really nice. Shade selection, really nice. Taste, not so much. The last Essence product is their Lip Care Booster Lip Serum. I think I've tried this like 15 different times, trying to decide whether or not I like it. I think that's probably a sign that it really isn't a favorite of mine. I don't hate it by any means. I think it's pleasant to apply. It feels good on the lips, but I don't think it really does anything for me. I really like the scent of this product. It smells like peaches, which is one of my favorite scents when it comes to lip products or makeup in general. It does have a taste as well. It's not as unpleasant as the lip glosses, but I feel like it's a mix between perfume and peaches. So again, it's very, very intense. The applicator is a really tiny brush, which I don't like. I don't like when lip products or lip glosses come with these types of brushes. They're a little bit easier to clean, which is nice if you're going to wear them on top of lipstick, but I typically just prefer like a typical doe foot. I feel like I have to go back in and reapply this a couple of times because the brush is so small. And I don't know, it just feels like it wears off very quickly. And when I wear it, it doesn't feel like my lips are super hydrated. They feel glossy, but just for a minute or two. I think it just wears off very, very quickly. So I don't find that it really does anything for my lips initially or over time. So I think that's why I tried it so many times, just hoping that I would see a big difference in the way that my lips look or feel, but that's just not the case. If you like peach products and you want something that you can reapply throughout the day, you might enjoy this, but overall, I feel like it just didn't work for me. I have a few Flower Beauty products to talk about in today's video. I feel like everyone has been talking about the Spotlight Liquid Highlighter. So I have the shade Opal. It does come in 3 different shades. The reason why I bought this is because I was kind of curious to try out one of the Charlotte Tilbury liquid highlighters, and then Flower Beauty launched this, and I figured it was worth trying a drugstore alternative first, just because I don't have a lot of experience when it comes to liquid highlighters or liquid cheek products in general. I've been testing out some different liquid blushes, which I'll talk about in just a few minutes, but I haven't really tried too many liquid highlighters. So I tried this and I actually love the formula. And then a ton of people were saying it's like a spot on dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury liquid highlighters. So at this point, I don't know that I'll pick those up just because this one works so well. And I think it's like $12 or $13. I'm wearing this today and honestly, I've been wearing it a lot. I just think it looks so pretty on the skin. It goes on really nicely whether you're wearing it on top of creams or liquids, like directly on top of foundation or on top of a cream blush, but it also goes on nicely if you're wearing it over like a light layer of powder. This does dry pretty quickly, so I feel like you have to work kind of fast. I'll typically do one side of my face, blend it out, and then go in and apply it to the other side of my face, but I'll just apply it directly to my skin and either blend it in with my fingers or kind of like a stippling brush. It looks so glowy, it melts into the skin in such a pretty way. This is a pretty intense highlighter, but if you just use a little bit, you can get more of a natural glow. So I am in love with this. I think it looks so pretty on the skin. Again, I don't have a ton of experience when it comes to liquid highlighters, but this one works extremely well. I've also been loving the Flower Beauty Chrome Crush Pressed Pigment. I have the shade Quartz, which is a really pretty kind of like champagne gold, but there are 6 different shades to choose from. I think this product is really nice. You can definitely use it on its own or as an eyeshadow topper. A few cons to this product: I feel like the pot is very small. I wish the opening was just a little bit wider because I feel like the best way to apply this is with your finger, and when I stick my finger in the pot, sometimes it gets in or like under my nail, which is like a big pet peeve of mine when it comes to makeup. So if the opening was just a little bit wider, it would be a little bit easier to use. I do think the price point is maybe a little high. I think these are $12.50, which feels like a lot for a single shadow from the drugstore. The quality is nice, the color is gorgeous, but there are other options out there that are less expensive that give you a very similar effect. I feel like it gives you the same effect as like a ColourPop Super Shock shadow, and those are $6. So I do feel like if they had brought these down to like the $8 price point, that would have been a little bit better. The packaging is pretty cheap. It just comes in like a lightweight plastic container, but I do like the effect that it gives to the eyes. So I don't regret buying this at all. I just think when it comes down to it, I probably wouldn't purchase a ton of additional shades because there are products that give a similar effect for half the price. But I have been enjoying it a lot. I think the color really is just a staple in my collection. The last Flower Beauty product I picked up is a lip liner. This is the Perfect Pout Sculpting Lip Liner, and I got the shade Taupe. So I like the shape of this lip liner. e.l.f. recently did triangular lip liners as well, and I think they're really convenient for defining your lip line. If you don't have a super sharp pencil, sometimes I feel like it can get out of hand and I'll actually end up overlining my lips way more than I meant to with a regular shaped lip liner pencil. So I like this triangular shape because it stays this shape the entire time you use it and you don't have to sharpen it. This definitely has a more tacky feel compared to the NYX lip liners that I talked about earlier. So this one isn't quite as smooth and creamy as you're initially applying it to the lips, but it definitely stays in place really well. And if you wear a lip product on top, it's going to extend the wear of that lipstick. So I do like this. My one con when it comes to this lip liner is that I think they only have like 8 shades and all of them lean very pink toned. I really tend to wear a lot of nude lip colors, and this was like the only, I think it was the only or like one of 2 nude lip liners they offered. The rest were very pink toned, or maybe there was like a red and a berry thrown in there too. So I wish they had additional options to choose from. The NYX lip liners come in 18 different shades. I think this packaging feels a little bit nicer, but the NYX lip liner formula is probably going to be more ideal for me day-to-day wear, and they do have more options to choose from. I wanted to share my thoughts on some new blush formulas. So let's start with this formula from Profusion. These are just under $5. They are the Blush Hour Soft Matte Liquid Blushes, and I have 3 shades to talk about in today's video. So I will swatch them for you guys in just a second. I always get my Profusion products at Walmart, or I'll just order directly from their website. Again, I'm a little bit newer to liquid cheek products, and I've been testing out some different liquid blush formulas, and I really like this. So today I'm wearing the shade Bellini, but I also have the shade Mai Tai and then also the shade Sangria. I like this formula because it's very, very lightweight. So it's not hard to blend out. It actually blends out really easily. It does dry pretty fast, so I feel like you have to work kind of quickly. So again, I'll usually just do one side of my face and then the other, and then kind of quickly go back and forth. But it's not something you can apply and then like take your time to blend out, because I feel like if you do that, it does dry down. It's definitely a buildable formula, so you can go in with an initial layer and then you can add more to build it up. And because it is so lightweight, as you build it up, it doesn't feel or look heavy on the skin. So that is really, really convenient, especially when it comes to these really bold shades, because if you want a softer look, you can just go in with a small amount, but you can build them up to look pretty intense on the cheeks. I really like the applicator with this product because it's a sponge tip applicator, and every single time you use it, there's product on there. So you just twist it back on and you can shake it up to add more product on there and then open it up and apply it to the cheeks. These are definitely long lasting. They're matte, so I think they're great for oily skin, and I'm just impressed by this product. I feel like this is a really good alternative to the Rare Beauty liquid blush. The Rare Beauty blushes are super, super pigmented, and it can be a little bit more difficult to sheer those out. So if you're looking for a less intense option that you can build up, definitely try these out. I think they're really nice, and I can't believe they're only $5 because the quality really is so good. I also recently tried this liquid blush formula from Makeup Revolution. These are the blush bombs. So I have 3 different shades, which I will swatch for you guys. This formula definitely has more of a glowy, dewy finish, whereas the Profusion blushes have more of like a true matte finish. So I feel like that is the big difference between the two. Again, these are very blendable. They are buildable to an extent. They're not quite as intense as the Profusion blushes, or you can't necessarily get to like the same level of pigmentation, but you can go in with a lighter layer and then gradually add more. These have more of a like serum type texture to them. So again, very glowy on the skin, which I think gives you like that fresh face look. I do think when I use these, and even when I use these a little bit, they remove a little bit of the foundation underneath, but these definitely remove more because they kind of have like a little bit of an oily texture to them. I feel like as I'm blending them out and building them up, it almost erases my foundation a little bit more than other liquid blushes I've tried. They're also very long lasting, especially for more of a glowy formula. I've seen people on TikTok saying that these are a dupe for the Rare Beauty blushes, and I don't think that's the case at all. I think the Rare Beauty blushes are actually probably more similar to the Profusion formula than this one. Again, these are very glowy on the skin, and they have more of like a serum type texture. So I don't find them to be similar to Rare Beauty. Just wanted to throw that out there in case you've heard that too. I also tried this product from Makeup Revolution. It's not brand new, but it's something I've been testing out, so I wanted to share my thoughts on it. It is the Line Fix Under Eye Primer. I really like this product. So I've told you guys in the past, when it comes to my under eyes, I don't have super dark under eye circles that I need to cover up. But one thing that I do have a hard time with is the fact that I have pretty obvious under eye wrinkles. It's been like that for a while, but I feel like as I get older, they are more pronounced. So inevitably, concealers are going to crease and kind of settle into fine lines. And I haven't really tried an under eye primer. I know that other brands have them, but I thought I would try this one out, and I think it works really nicely. So I'll just take a little bit and apply it to my under eyes before I go in with foundation and concealer. And I do think it makes a difference. When I wear makeup on top of this product, it doesn't quite settle into the fine lines like it does when I'm not using this. I think this product almost like gently fills in those fine lines and just creates a really smooth base. So concealer just sits really nicely on top. So I've been impressed by this product. I think it works really well. It's not like a complete miracle worker. It's not going to fill in those fine lines completely, but it just creates a really smooth canvas like any other face primer would do for the rest of your face. You can use face primer under your eyes too, but this is just very soft, very gentle, and it just kind of creates like a blurred effect. I have talked about these in a couple of recent videos, but at this point I've been testing them out for a few weeks, so I just wanted to come back and share my final thoughts on this product. This is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush, and I have 3 different shades to share with you. I do want to pick up the other shades because I've been wearing these so much. They're so pretty on the cheeks. They're perfect for everyday wear. They give your skin the most beautiful natural glow. I love the e.l.f. Putty formula, especially for summer. I think it's super lightweight, but it gives you, again, that glowy appearance without being too intense. The Profusion blushes are matte, and these are glowy, and I feel like the Luminous Putty blushes fall right in the middle because they are kind of like a cream to powder finish. So you do get more of a matte finish, but the luminous version has such a gorgeous glow. And it's interesting because when you look at the product in the packaging, it does look like there is glitter in there, but that glitter doesn't really translate as you apply it to the skin. I don't know why. I think if you were to take your finger and apply it kind of heavily, you might notice the glitter a little bit more. But if you're just taking a stippling brush and applying it to your face that way, they don't look glittery. They just look really glowy, super pretty. So I have been a big fan of these. I definitely want to pick up the additional shades because I've been wearing them a ton, even more than the original putty formula. Let me finish up with 2 different lip products from Catrice. So Catrice released this Volumizing Extreme Lip Booster. So I feel like lip plumpers are super popular right now. I mean, I feel like they typically are just at any given point in time, but I think it can be hard to find a lip plumper that actually works, especially a drugstore version. And I feel like this one works. There are 4 different options. They're all pretty sheer on the lips. I have 3 of them, but they have different like extracts in them. So the red one has like hot chili extract. I think the orange one had, I want to say ginger. So all of the scents are a little bit different and it just kind of depends on which one you like. So my least favorite is this sour booster one. It tastes super sour. I don't really like sour candy or like sour foods. If you do, then I think you'll really like this product, but it really is very, very sour once you actually taste it. My favorite is the blue one just because I feel like it's the most mild. It's not sour like this one, and this one has hot chili extract, and I feel like this one burns the lips. But the blue one just has more of like an intense, cooling, tingly feel. But it really does work. I can see a visible difference when I use this product. So I like to use it in the morning as I'm getting ready before I do my makeup, because then by the time I go to apply my lip products, my lips do look plumped and I feel like they're extra smooth. They're ready to go. So if you like lip plumpers, but you don't want to spend the money on like the Too Faced lip injections, then these are a really good alternative. I think they're like $6 or $7. I'll use this in my upcoming like full face of drugstore makeup video so you can see how it actually works, because it really does work well to slightly just plump up the lips, and I've been enjoying it a lot. Now the other product from Catrice is the Ultimate Stay Water Fresh Lip Tint, and I don't like this product. I feel like it is a less intense version of a lip stain. If you like lip stains but they can be a little bit too pigmented for you, then you might like this product because it's very, very soft. It really is like a, what's that product from ColourPop? Oh, the Ultra Blotted Lips. That's what this kind of looks like on the lips, but it is more of a traditional lip stain formula. So it does give you that blotted lip look. But my issue with this product is that it's so drying. It feels incredibly dry from like the second I wear it to even like the next day. I notice that my lips just feel really, really dried out. So if I do wear this product, I'll usually just throw like a lip balm or a lip gloss on top. And I feel like you get the subtle hint of color, but you get the hydrating feel of a lip balm or a lip gloss. I just don't like how this feels on its own. And also, I'm not generally the biggest fan of like the blotted lip look. I'd rather just go for like a sheer lip gloss or a full-on pigmented lipstick. I don't like the look where it almost looks like your lipstick wore off and you just have a very light layer of color. So that's just personal preference, but I think I can say that this product is pretty drying. So if you don't like dry lips, skip over it or just pair it with a lip balm, or even one of these on top would be nice. But on its own, I'm personally just not a big fan of the product. Okay, guys, that's everything I wanted to share with you in today's video. This was a little bit of a longer one, so thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I'll definitely include some of these products in my upcoming full face of drugstore makeup video, but if you want to check anything out, I'll link everything in the description box below. And let me know if there's anything you want me to review on my channel, because I am planning on doing another one of these videos in just a few weeks because there are so many drugstore launches. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye.